introduce you to a rather remarkable young lady, Perry Tootleman, who is the founder of the Cures for Kids Foundation. What's remarkable, in my estimation, is that Perry founded this organization in, what, 2008? 2009, when you were just 15 years old. So you're still in high school. Yeah. And on November the 1st of 2009, you hired the Fundraising Magic program to come and raise some money for Cures for Kids. I want to talk to you a little bit about that, because you did remarkably well with the event. But before we get into that, Perry, tell me a little bit about Cures for Kids. What's that organization all about?
Sure. The Cures for Kids Foundation is dedicated to raising funds and awareness for pediatric life-threatening illnesses. And I got into working with kids with special needs from a very young age. I volunteer at Canuck Place, and it's just really special to me, so I wanted to be able to give back. Well,
first of all, I have to congratulate you on seeing a need, and secondly, on following through and actually doing something about it. So good on you. That's fantastic. And you decided that, I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to raise money. You chose the Fundraising Magic program because you wanted to turn family fun into thousands of dollars for your group. How did you find out about the Fundraising Magic program? Was it just something you found online?
Yeah, I found it on the internet. I was looking for a fun way to raise some money, and it looked like a great idea.
And Perry called me up, and we had a meeting. I talked to her about the program and how it all worked. How it all works. You said yes, let's do it, and from there, so you were basically a committee of one. And I know that you were able to delegate and get people, you know, on board to help you with the actual running of the event. But for a 16-year-old high school girl to accomplish what you've done, I think is really remarkable. And I know that you had, what, a 400-seat facility that we performed in. You almost filled it right up. It was a big house that we performed for. What kind of comments were you getting from folks that saw the show? What was the feedback about the show?
Everyone just loved it. They were so surprised. They couldn't believe that a magician could be such a big production. They were so pleased, and even people who had children as young as like 1 and 2, they said that their children were just mesmerized and they couldn't even believe it.
So you got some good comments, good feedback?
They loved it.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that. As far as the fundraising part of it, if you do the math, now you correct me if I'm wrong, but your group raised somewhere between $11,000 and $12,000 with this event.
We certainly did.
One magic show on one day, November the 1st, 2009. Now, if you do the math, you have, say, roughly 400 people there. Why don't you shed a little light on how it was possible for you to make that kind of money from an event that was attended by 400 people?
Certainly. So each ticket only cost about $10. That was for an adult ticket as well as a child's ticket. The way that we were able to raise so much money was through community sponsorship. And the Fundraising Magic program was such a great opportunity to be able to get the community involved in supporting the Cures for Kids Foundation. So we were able to get a title sponsor who gave $5,000 towards our event, as well as some smaller sponsors which generated about $1,000 more in revenue.
Fantastic. So that sponsorship, corporate sponsorship, is one of the piggyback fundraisers that's incorporated in the project guide manual, the planning guide for this event. There was a number of other piggyback fundraisers in the program, and I think you used several others as well.
We did. We had a concession stand where we sold popcorn as well as cotton candy, and we also did the Houdini's trunk.
Ah, the Houdini mystery trunk.
Which was a very, very popular fundraiser.
Yeah, that's one where you sell chances on getting the winning key that opens the mystery trunk, which is the prop that we use in the show, and the person that gets the key that opens the lock wins the contents of that trunk. Now, those are all donated items. You didn't have to pay extra for that. And what was the value of the Houdini trunk, by the way?
The Houdini's trunk, I believe, was valued at $7,000 to $10,000.
Whoa! So no wonder you did real well with that.
We did, and the kids really loved it, because normally in a raffle, it's just you pick out a name and one person wins, but there were multiple people who were able to stand up and get a key before they got to test it out.
Exactly, so it involved more people, and it involved one of the elements of the show, which of course is the Houdini trunk, which makes it a little more fun. This was the manual that you received with the kit. This is our instant event fundraising manual, and what I tried to do, and I've been doing this about 30 years now, and what I've tried to do is put my years of experience working with community organizations, whether it's school groups or service clubs, or in your case a foundation, to put together a manual that makes it easy for even someone doing this for the very first time, someone with no experience in running an event, to be able to go step by step through the whole process. And I'd like to get your comments about the manual, how you felt about it, how helpful was this in terms of your being able to organize and actually run the project?
It was very helpful, and it taught us a lot of different tips and techniques that we'll be able to use like when we fundraise again. And it's just a good staple to always be able to go back to if you have questions, if you don't know if something's going to work or not. And it's really descriptive and really in-depth, which is really good.
Well, you got 30 years of my life in here, so there should be something of value. And I always tell folks when they're putting on an event that there's 3 keys: planning, promoting, and maximizing the profitability of the event. And I think we've covered those 3 points pretty well in this manual. And you're
For sure.
certainly proof of the pudding right here. I mean, you did so remarkably well with the event, and I know that I've talked to some of the board members of the foundation, and it sounds like they're interested in bringing us back. So
Oh, most definitely.
we're looking forward to next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this,
Thank
Perry.
you very much.
Perry Toodleman, everyone. I'm John Kaplan, and so long for now.